What time is it?
It's podcast time.
What time is it?
It's podcast time.
What time is it?
Podcast time.
Yes, it is podcast time. Welcome to the Fifi Nick podcast. I'm producer Danj. Hope you're doing well today. I really do hope that. Now, on today's podcast, a follow-up. Yesterday, you heard Fifi do a driving lesson, and there was quite a few chaotic moments in there. But the truth is, Fifi is not super concerned about her driving. What she really feels like she lost confidence in was her parking. And today on the show, with the driving instructor and the boys in the back, she's going to attempt a parallel park. And it's just as chaotic, if not more. So you'll hear that and heaps more on the show. I'm also going to pop up with an answer for Alpha Bucks. Still yet to go off this week. And we promised you that it's going to go off. So my clue is going to get you one step closer to that 10K. I'll see you there.
Melbourne's #1 breakfast show. It's the Foxes, Fifi, Fev and Nick.
Wake up with Fifi, Fev and Nick.
Yeah, good Wednesday morning, a little damp outside. Fifi, Fev and Nick in to warm us up. Hello, guys.
Yes.
Good morning.
A little damp, a lot of fun here. We had a lot of fun yesterday. We'll talk about that very soon on the show. We love all our healthcare professionals here in Melbourne and Victoria, the things they see, the incredible job they do. But back to the things they see. This is one of our favourite things. A couple of years ago, we spoke to Tim Booth, who is an intensive care paramedic who released a book at the time called You Called an Ambulance for What? And we heard some of the best stories we've heard because you wouldn't believe what people call ambulances for. Well, he now has a brand new book out called You Went to an Emergency for What? And now we want to hear what people are going to emergency for. Tim, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me again. We'll see if we can top that last story, hey?
Well,
Yeah,
I know
100%.
this is great. After you wrote, you called an ambulance for what? Now, did you get lots of emergency or medical professionals contacting you saying, "Oh, you've heard nothing. Wait till you hear these stories"?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the reason this book came about. The book was a bit of an unexpected success, and I started getting recognised in the ED by the doctors and nurses. And the first thing they would say after they said, "How much trouble did you get in for writing that book?"
Yeah.
The next thing they would say is, you should write a book about this place because exactly as you say, Fifi, you've seen nothing yet, and you should tell some of the stories we see in here. So I said, you know what, tell me the stories and I'll be the human shield again so that you guys don't get in trouble and I'll cop all the heat. We'll see if we can come out today.
Did you get any trouble? Did you get a little bit of a tap on the shoulder?
Look, yeah, I've got to be careful what I say, but let's just say some questions were raised that I had to answer to.
Well, what about? Can we start with Tim? Why did somebody take a cat to emergency?
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, it was actually me that took the cat to emergency. And I'll tell you why. So, well, look, as we know, there's a lot of people that absolutely won't leave the house without their pets. You know, these days people take their bloody chihuahuas to the pub and whatnot. They just will not move unless the pet comes along. So we found out this day that this even extends to a life or death situation because this poor lady, she was critically unwell, but she absolutely wouldn't budge, wouldn't come along to hospital unless we took the beloved cat Fluffy along. But the problem with Fluffy is Fluffy wasn't actually alive. Fluffy had not only died, but expired probably 3 days prior.
Oh,
and had been marinating and decomposing in this poor lady's house. So she was insistent that we attempt to resuscitate Fluffy before we went anywhere and went to hospital. So as you can imagine, I'm not like an after-hours vet. So I'm looking at my partner. You know, we're puzzled, going, what do we bloody do? There's no way I'm putting the defib on this cat. I'm not doing chest compressions on the thing.
Mouth to mouth.
Do the defib. That'd be funny.
Exactly. So it's like, what are we going to do? What are we going to come up with to convince this woman to come along to hospital? Because she was the one dying. She needed to come along. So the plan we improvised, we found like an oxygen mask that's designed for a child. So we slipped that on to sort of convince her that we were giving the cat oxygen. And that seemed to be enough. She eventually agreed to come to hospital, but this cat still had to come along. So I don't know if you've ever been in the back of an ambulance, but there's not a lot of room and you can't roll the windows down.
Oh, no.
So I had to wrap the cat up in a load of blankets and space blankets and, all this sort of thing so I could survive, and just keep in the back with the thing. And no, it gets better. So I've done that. The cat's along. I'm preserving my sense of smell. We get to hospital. And in amongst, I was kind of planning just to chuck it in a biohazard bin or something before we got to hospital, but I sort of forgot about that. And as we get in, we're handing the patient over. The doctors and nurses begin assessing and they're ripping the blankets off. And before I've had a chance to actually let them know about the cat, they've discovered it. And you can imagine the horror and the shock as a half decomposed mummified cat has emerged from these blankets. And I'm standing there looking incredibly sheepish and trying to explain myself why I brought a half rotten cat along to hospital. So I had to buy a lot of coffees that day, as you can imagine.
Did she survive?
The lady survived, yeah. The
Yeah,
cat
well done.
unfortunately had used up the last of its 9 lives, but the lady was all good.
What about Tim? I believe there's a story in the book about a furry who took it too far. Of course, furries are adults who like to dress up as
Animals.
Animals.
Yeah. So I hope the furry lobby doesn't come after me for this one, but try and cancel me. But this is a story from a triage nurse. So I spin some yarns from the doctors and the nurses in the ED as well. So this was the day a 6-foot grown man turned up at the ED in the full-blown fox suit, tail, ears, paws, the whole lot. And one of his complaints was that his paws were numb. So not his hands, his paws, because he'd been living in this thing for 3 days. And the paw glove things had actually cut off the circulation to his hands. But again, this one gets better. His second complaint was the classic, it burns when I pee. So he'd obviously been getting involved in some sort of fox mating ritual with his fellow fox furries and contracted some sort of UTI. But as you may or may not know, to test the UTI, you need a specimen jar. You need to put a sample in a specimen jar. But this bloke he's not a person, he's a fox, so he couldn't use a specimen jar.
Why isn't this in the song, What Does the Fox Say?
Well, that's why the book's better. But yeah, so they had to fashion like a litter tray out of like a tray that soaking bandages in to somehow extract a sample because, the guy wouldn't use a regular specimen cup like a normal person was. So they cobbled this thing together. He eventually agreed. And then somehow, they were able to take that to the pathology lab and get some sort of urine sample and test for his UTI.
Did you put him straight in the psych ward after that?
Well, this is the problem we find these days, Fev. When these people come to emergency, it's like, do we ring the vet or do we take him to the psych ward? It's like when a man turns up and says, I'm pregnant, it's like, do we take him to the birthing unit or does he go to the psych ward? This is the dilemma you find these days.
And how's it, Fev, about 10 years ago, 15 years ago now, drunk jaywalked in Brisbane, you ended up in a psych ward.
Yeah.
You weren't dressed as a fox.
Yeah. I would have just said to the fox,
paws are
mate,
sore.
either take the suit off or take it to a vet because if a fox has got a UTI, they just shoot it. That'd get him in there.
The threshold is very low these days for what we've got to tolerate.
But it's true. Like, Tim, I've got a couple of friends who are nurses and you can't call things out anymore for fear of you're discriminating, you're prejudiced, but they can see things and go, I think
you're a man in a fox uniform.
You can't, which is difficult.
Yeah, they're probably not as silly as me writing books and coming on radio shows and risking their career, but, I'll be okay.
We love that you keep writing these books, Tim. If you want to get Tim Booth's book, You Went to Emergency for What? It's out now at all good bookshops or head to panmcmillan.com.au. By the way, also, if we do have any doctors, nurses, people who work in emergency, ambos listening, 131060, tell us more stories on the radio. We want to hear them.
Yeah, you can remain anonymous or whatever. We can change your name. Get involved, 131060. Tim, thanks for your time.
No, thank you, and I'll see you when I write the next one.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Melbourne's 1019, The Fox.
Anyone who works in hospitals, nurses, paramedics, have great stories. They're the best stories. And we just spoke to Tim Booth, who's written a book about people going to emergency, and he gathers the stories that are unbelievable. Well, we know that lots of our listeners have amazing stories about what happens in emergency. We've got Helen from Narre Warren. Hi, Helen.
Hi.
Helen, Fev's never looked more excited. He's so excited about this.
Oh, this is the best. We do this all day.
What happened in hospital?
Well, it was night duty. I'm a midwife.
Oh, don't cut it now. Start again, start again.
Oh, sorry. I'm in Narre Warren. Shocking reception. It was night duty and I was at the desk. I'm a midwife and when emergency come to the desk and ask for a pair of forceps, you don't just give them to them, you have to know why. And so I said, well, you're not getting the forceps until you tell me what for. And a man had come in with a tennis ball up his bum.
Pete Sampras.
Yeah.
And I hope
you're a midwife. You gave birth out of the bum with a tennis ball.
Please tell me you didn't give them the forceps.
You have to.
Oh, yes.
No, but they're for babies' heads. No, did you throw them out afterwards?
Oh, no, well, they do get sterilised.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a strange thing to get stuck up your bum, Helen.
Hey,
I'm going to name him Slazenger.
No, but I know boys are silly when you play that game.
Boys are silly?
No.
This isn't silly.
No, there's a game you play where
What?
you're playing like tennis and then you stuff up, or you're playing a drinking game and the last person you hit a tennis ball or something at their bum.
Yeah.
And you pull your pants down and you hit it.
No.
You've played that game? People have played that game? All the boys. Yep.
Yeah, I don't
that
think
might
this
have
was that.
happened.
I don't
though.
think that.
I know it's not.
Yeah. Was he
But
playing
I
against
won.
Federer?
Djokovic just served an ace straight up his bum. This is the best. I can't wait for the next one. Thanks, Helen.
What had they tried prior to
I
coming to get the
know.
forceps?
I know. Imagine trying to
People
get that
who are
out.
doing that, are they ever thinking about the poor nurses and medical professionals that have to deal with it when they turn up at hospital?
I just think they might have been drunk or something. Because what's a tennis
No,
ball
no,
going to
no,
do?
no.
And
What's a tennis ball going to do?
Yeah, but like it's not going to like it's just that. Like,
Hey, I'm going to move on from
just
this.
that.
Thank you, Helen.
What do you mean
for
move on?
Calling. I want to.
Until Friday, we're talking about this.
The racket.
I don't want to think about this. Tony from Boleyn. Hi, Tony.
Hi, how you going?
Yeah, good, Tony. Now this is a friend of yours who was an emergency nurse.
Yes, yeah, she was an emergency nurse many years ago, and she was working, a normal night shifts, and a gentleman presented in emergency
Gentlemen.
who had fed some fish wire through his,
Front bum.
that's it. And had ravelled many, many metres that had ravelled into his bladder.
Is he trying to catch kidney stones
Yeah.
or something? What was he fishing for?
Caught a little flathead.
No.
Tony, and always a man. Like, seriously.
Oh, that's so sexist. Jesus.
1019 The Fox.
I drove my guard up though with you boys because this has spiraled out of control, and I want to give this
You
all the
driving?
context it needs.
I'm a bad
Last
driver.
week,
Oh.
no. I
Yeah,
never said
full
that.
stop.
I think
Full
I'm a
stop.
good driver.
This is the problem.
No. And other people think I'm a good driver.
Who?
Leon was in the car with me yesterday.
Yeah, because he doesn't
Gemma.
want to get fired.
That's not true. I just
He just said he's terrified.
This is context.
Yeah.
I just said to you both last week that whenever we do things together, you two get out of the car and you watch me park, and it puts undue pressure on me.
Well,
and it's making me self-conscious.
And do you know why we get out of the car? Because we value our life.
Yeah.
I have.
And it's a bit unfair for you to call that a park.
I also spent most of my life driving smaller hatchbacks. I'm a hatchback girl. That's what I started driving in. And now with the kids, I do have a bigger car, and
You got to go back to a hairdresser, Mabille.
I do struggle with a bigger car. I don't want to hit it. I don't want to hit other people. So I'm overly cautious, and I am parallel parking with about minimum 5 attempts at the moment.
Yeah. You mean you just stop the car
and then
and
I
get
have
out.
you two in my head, like you're on my shoulders, like you're just heckling me. So
you
now it's
remember-
making me more apprehensive. And that's the truth. And this has now spiraled into apparently I'm a bad driver. That was never what this was about, because I'm not a bad
You
driver.
lost your license before.
That
for
was
driving
demerit
poorly.
points, and
Yes.
that's a different thing.
No, that's from bad driving.
No, it was a badly placed red camera that no one told me about. That's what that was.
You drive along a road and
No,
say
that's a
lines
money
disappear.
revenue making
Yeah, they are.
red
Oh, yeah.
camera in the Burnley Tunnel has
Yeah.
nothing to do.
But what's the
with drive.
lesson there? Don't speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I learnt that one.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Now
12
we got
demerit
you
points later.
find the driving was bad enough, but Fev's right. We just wanted to see you park,
Yeah.
and
We thought we'd warm you up.
there was a
little bit.
reverse parallel park situation that presented itself. A lot of room, tiny car, a lot of room. We thought we've helped Fee out a lot here. Small problem. There was someone in the car in front.
A tradie who was packing up all his tools in the car in front, and a guy sitting in the car
He wasn't
behind
packing
him.
them up. He didn't want to get run over. He wanted to get home before he had to put in a workers' comp claim. And then there was also a car behind with someone
And
sitting in it.
Kathy was in the car. Kathy from Get Ready to Drive.
was lovely.
my
Champion.
driving instructor.
By the way, there is, I don't think, a better driving instructor.
She was great.
Because
She
She's
was
so
great.
positive, up and about, good spirit, and even you broke her.
And I don't even know if Fee knew this, but the tradie in the front car was so nervous his car was going to get hit. He drove off without shutting his tool lid.
That's
on
right.
the back of his ute.
Yeah.
Well, he said I did a good job. I think you can even hear him when you replay this, whatever this is. Okay, here we go, guys. This is it, the moment of truth.
Is the car coming?
Can't come on. Oh, Jesus. Always just give a beep. It's like Final Destination. I can see how I'm going to die. I could see it approaching.
I do find a... Here's a tight spot. Okay, oh gosh, this is tight. You've got everyone looking at it.
I actually wouldn't feel bad if you couldn't get that in.
No, that's easy.
Do you want to give it a crack with the guy?
He's about to be pinned against his own vehicle.
Oh, we've got traffic behind us. Oh no. Fantastic. My entry's all wrong. I'm not happy with my entry. I'm not happy with my entry. No. Oh no, there's a guy in that car. Anyway, this is awkward. Don't worry. Into drive. Full lock to the left. Oh dear, it's going forward. I put it in reverse.
That's what happens when you put it into drive.
Oh, you're in neutral. It's still moving. Keep going.
You actually aren't even in drive.
Guys, I'm going to hit his car. No, you're not.
No, you're not. Look how much room's there. Look at
Lock
that.
it up.
That beeping is what I assume is in Fee's head all the time while she drives.
Just think on your next one, doing it in 2 moves should be nice and smooth.
Instead of 15.
Okay. On a serious note.
You know when you said you nailed it? You turned that wheel 15 times.
Yeah.
That's not nailing it.
It's always good to fishtail into the spot.
All right, let's get out now.
I don't know how to get out. Sorry.
Where's your blinker?
I'm so sorry. I'm better than that. Well done. Thank you.
As he laughed. Kath, honestly, how did she go?
You had some interesting points to make. She got there. Yeah. She got there. She did it. Well,
Out of 10, how did you think you went then?
I think that was, well, I'm surprised. I thought it was like an 8. An 8?
I think, and you know what? I really felt for Kathy from Get Ready to Drive because she's a brilliant driving instructor. And because you wanted the narrative to be, I can't drive, she's had to buy into it. No, you want to do funny radio, so you're trying to make it funny that Fifi can't drive.
Nick and I could have picked that car up and put it in the car park. That's how small it was. Literally, we could have picked that car up.
As everyone could just hear, not many people have to park their car with rude heckling from the back.
Yeah,
it was non-stop.
People got kids screaming and yelling. And...
Yeah, but you were a lot, let's be honest. I am.
No. Kathy was on your side at the start. You remember yesterday, she's Fee, and you're sucking up immediately, I'm Irish, Tilly D or whatever.
She couldn't get out of the car quick enough.
Yeah, and she's like, these two boys, they're giving you too much grief. And within 3 minutes, all right, the lads do make a point.
They've got a good point.
It's fine. Is this all over now? I can just go back to driving which is
horribly
what I do
around town.
No, I drive
now,
really
remember,
well.
I didn't get my licence until 31, so I remember the reverse parallel, even though I knew how to do it beforehand. You go up to the mirror. So mirror meets mirror.
Yeah.
You start pulling back. When the car's facing 45 degrees out, that's when you start bringing it back around.
Did that.
She doesn't think about that when she's driving. She's just like, I hope I get in.
I actually just press a button and it can go in by itself.
Yeah. And you still, what are you doing then?
It's not over for you though. For you, it is. Fifi.
You've got a self-parking car and you still cook it.
Check out the socials, Fifi.
Just leave it on autopilot.
Melbourne's 1019, The Fox.
Australia's fittest comedian has just strolled into the studio.
I was here for 6.
Your hair's looking great.
Thank you, mate.
Merrick Watts.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
This is your time of life, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I'm going through menopause, and it's really changing me.
Hot flushes make you look aroused.
I'm just stacking, power stacking midlife crisis on midlife crisis on midlife crisis.
Just combo.
Yeah, I just never stop. Everyone goes, "Oh, you're always at something new, Mez. You're always doing something." I just go, "Yeah, just crisis after crisis." To go, but you sound like you've got great mental health. I'm collapsing internally. It's great.
We were talking about you on the show the other day because did you see Sacha Baron Cohen on the cover of the new Men's Health?
I've heard about this. Apparently, he's an absolute weapon.
Looking good.
I thought it was like, where's the funny? Because I was thinking, is this a joke?
Leon's run in. It's his phone background.
But it made
Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay.
It's just,
why has this got licking marks all over it?
But it made us all think of you, which must be flattering.
Yeah, that's great.
A rip Sacha Baron Cohen.
Maybe I should go and do that.
Well, you did this. Look, I've got a photo of you, and I don't know why that's weird, but there's a photo of you you did that.
Yeah, I did a men's health transformation probably about 10 years ago. Before that, I was in pretty poor nick, if I'm honest.
Little pud.
Yeah, a lot of it. And then I stripped off about 12 kilos and I just kept that off ever since.
Well done.
Yeah, it was tough though. But, you know, it was.
What is the key to that? I don't want to make this a Weight Watchers commercial now, but you are one of the people who stripped it and kept it off. That's not common.
Yeah, look, I worked really, really hard, to be honest. Like, I really had to thrash myself in the gym. And then after that, I just got on the Ozempic. I just went, you know what? Let's just, I've done the hard work and I don't enjoy hard work. And now I'm just on the Ozempics.
Freebies.
I just had a shot before I came in here. I feel amazing right now.
No, this is what I love about Mez. He still loves drinking. He's a big wine guy. But then you go to his festival, like the Grapes of Mirth, the big festivals, and he'll do a 5K wine run. So people will run around with him just drinking and running.
Yeah,
That's my
Running
sort
and
of run.
drinking.
Yeah. We do a 5K wine run sometimes before, like
It's
on
a
a Sunday
positive
morning.
thing.
Yeah, and people get around it. I would not do it. I mean, I would do it because I'm not right in the head, but I wouldn't expect other people to do it. But they're like, no, I'll go for a 5K run around a winery with you, Mez. Let's go and do that.
Yeah, if you said to me, let's go for a 5K run, I'd go, shut up, mate, I'm going back to sleep. If you said we're going to have 5K wine run, I'd
drunk.
be there before you.
Yeah, each K you stop off and you have a little glass of wine, have a bit of a chat, and then you run off to the next K. It's very casual.
Well, anyone who's tempted to do this can do it. It's coming back. You're back. Comedy in the Vines.
Back in at the end of October, the last weekend of October, in Yarra Valley. So nice and close, easy, good fun, good time.
Run up hills, drink a bottle, run another K.
And I haven't
Mate,
drunk run
heaven.
since I've been able to afford taxis. That's the last time I've been maggot at full speed. Yeah, mate, I'll just get the cash from the letterbox.
You did a runner.
Yeah, you haven't drunk run since Uber and they were able to trace back who you were. That's what it is.
Got me the technology.
Yeah, you can't do the runner anymore.
Comedy in the Vines is genius, though, because and Nick, who's been multiple times, they're his
Serial
go-to
offender.
stories. But there's so many good, fun stories that come from it because it is just fun. It is comedy and it is Vines.
3 days, it's Vines.
Well
and everyone
said,
loves Vines. A lot of people are actually just attracted to Vines.
Yeah, she's turned it into a bit of a Danos Direct.
That's where the
Do you like
wine
comedy
comes from,
and
V.
Vines? Well. Do we have the event for you? No, there's
Pick some
stand-up
grapes,
comedy
make some
stages.
wine.
There's live podcasts. It's just a big festival. Hundreds of people, thousands turn up.
Yep.
It's a ripping weekend.
Friday,
Couldn't
we've got
recommend it
Hot
enough.
Tub Time Machine on Friday night, so a bit of
Sick.
dance music
Mad
on Friday
DJ.
night. Judith Luce is going to do an Invento Veritas with me, which is like an on-stage kind of open conversation with Judith. She hasn't been on stage for like 2 years or something like that, so that'll be pretty special. As you know, Judith is like royalty in comedy, so that's on Sunday. So there's a whole
Helicopters
lot of
going over, taking all the comedians.
Remember the time you flew everyone but Nick and he had to drive there?
We're doing that again.
The only reason because there was a weight issue on the helicopter.
Shut up, man. I'm under 100 now. I'm going to be on Men's Health. I'm sick of this. He's blown out and I'm still copping it. I'm not having it.
We're
I'm
doing
under.
it this year. We're getting a Chinook.
Blown out. Mate.
Chinook.
Mez, can you
It's really good.
Yeah, you
This
just said
is-
I've blown out.
This is inappropriate for me to ever enter these conversations with my two male co-hosts, but they are often trying to decide who's in better shape. And I think you are perfectly placed to do this. You know them both.
Yep.
You're looking at their
course he's
physiques.
gonna say
Can you please
You
settle
sleep with them
this
both? Yes, absolutely. Let's do
Tops
this.
off.
once and for all out of Nick and Fev, who has
He's an
kept it
actual
together
athlete.
better?
Well, let's see. Let's go. Shirts off, boys. Go.
Shirts off. Oh, gosh.
Let's go.
Hey, on Mez.
Do this. Let's do this. Shirts back on, please. Shirts back on, please. Shirts back on, please.
Thank you.
Shirts back on, please.
Making me uncomfortable.
Game over.
Nick, he's got you by. I don't want to put it in a weight, but I would guesstimate it's about.
CEO's out there.
Our CEO's outside.
HR. Off to HR.
Who's got who covered?
The CEO's here because he's going, we're paying Nick too much because he's had way too many quarter pounders. You've got at least 20 quarter pounders on Fev right now. Nah, it's Fev by a long way. Well done, Fev.
That's flat.
Thank God I didn't have to get my shirt.
Hey,
This is exactly how I thought the conversation would go, by the way. When I walked in here, I went, this will probably go like this.
Mez, how was Thailand? You stayed at the
Thailand was
White
great.
Lotus Hotel.
Yeah, I did.
What? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
stayed at the hotel where White Lotus was filmed. Right?
Anything going on?
No, I didn't know anything about it. Here's the funny thing. I still haven't seen White Lotus. I've got no idea. So my missus goes, we're staying at the White Lotus Hotel. And I went, I thought that was the name of the hotel. And I went, oh, yeah, sounds good. And then we get there and she goes, this is the White Lotus Hotel. Like, everyone's freaking out.
And you're looking at the signs
It's the
going,
resort
oh, no.
from the White Lotus TV show, which is phenomenal. Like, some people really, I haven't seen it. I got
It's
no
the
idea.
best, and that
Got
third
no
one
idea.
is the best one. I love
Yeah, it was
that
good.
one.
Apparently, it's really full on TV show.
Yeah.
and it takes a lot of it's quite deep thinking, which is why I haven't watched it. Have you seen Star Wars? Oh, that's amazing.
R2D2.
That's brilliant.
Jar Jar
That is-
Binks.
It's so much easier for us to comprehend.
Well, we cannot wait, Mez. This is so good. Comedy, wine, wildly
Oh,
good times.
Poscas.
Because there's comedy in the vines.
Yeah, man, get amongst it, be part of it.
I'm glad you're here, Mez, because you are very funny.
Thank you.
But it's the first time we've seen JK pop in, who is our boss, ever
weird.
during a show.
That's
during
weird,
a
dude.
show.
No, I think he has snuck up before and you haven't
we've
noticed.
both got our tops off.
Yeah,
That's wrong.
What? Hey,
Fam.
these blokes are not well.
Let's get
we
our
might be
heads
in
together on
rehab
the
after
break.
this.
No. I think we're getting a raise. We can turn this on. He's perving on us.
Merrick was
He's taken off.
No. The company's diversifying, right? It's gone from radio into listener into podcast. The next thing is OnlyFans. Well done,
See you in
JK.
court, Merrick Watts. Thank you, mate.
See you guys.
ComedyInTheVines.com.
Melbourne's 1019, The Fox.
Yes, I'm back and I'm here to give you an answer for Alpha Bucks tomorrow. I want to get you one step closer to that 10K. Now, I'm going to give you, let's start from the top. It'll be Thursday, the 31st of July. It'll be the 8 a.m. Alpha Bucks. The letter is A. A for Alpha Bucks. And I'm going to give you the answer to question number 5, an instrument. You can say the accordion or an acoustic guitar. They both work. Instruments starting with A. It's yet to go off this week, guys, and we promised you we're playing until we pay. So it could be you. See you there.
Melbourne's 1019, The Fox.
well, oh gosh, yeah. Let's talk about yesterday. We had so
Fun day.
much
Friday.
fun. We went to the Hijinx Hotel. There's a new Hijinx Hotel in the QVC in the city. I told you I'd been to the one at Chadstone with Trixie and her friends and had a ball. And before we went yesterday, because you were going, what is this? And it's actually quite hard to describe because it's so fun and it's like a fake hotel. And all the rooms in the hotel are
Challenges.
challenges.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
They're
Challenges.
not escape rooms.
No, not escape rooms.
So don't freak out because when we said we were going there, I thought escape rooms. I remember you last time at an escape room fee, laying on the floor screaming, just let me out.
Yeah, I don't like escape
Pushing
rooms.
a red button that
She
said
laid
don't
on the
push
floor
this.
to get him one of those rooms.
Oh, no. Did you? I
Yeah,
wasn't on your
the
team.
one where you're supposed to squash the mouse. I was exhausted. I was done. That was like doing one of those what do you call beep tests or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's very similar to a beep test.
I'm not interested in
Yeah,
that.
What
Fee
killed-
thought it was an escape room when we first started. We got in the lift and she thought we were going up 8 floors.
Yeah.
And the lift didn't move.
That's
That
clever.
lost.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I lost it.
But
I'm like,
why wouldn't you think it went up in the lift?
because I saw the building and we were at the top floor when we got there.
Oh,
So where
I
are
didn't-
we going?
Well, you never know. There could be another level. Like
Yeah. It's
8
magic.
floors.
you can build floors.
Oh, can you?
Anyway, so it was all these challenge rooms, and we all broke up into teams.
Yeah. Mhm.
Great thing to do, by the way, if you work in a
Businesses.
team or you got a business or an office, take your team to the Hijinx Hotel because
There's team building.
we had fun. Now, first we had to pick our teams.
Mm-hmm.
So there were 3 teams of 3.
Yep.
So there was me, Leon, and Gemma.
What was your name? I forget.
Fifi-
Fifi's fireworks, I think.
Fifi's Fireworks. Nick, JB, and
Dange,
Dan.
the birthday boy.
And you were...
Cody's...
Nick
Nick
Oh,
Snacks.
Nick Snacks. That's right.
And there
Thank you.
was Fev, Josiah, and Mark. And you guys were...
Fev's full forwards.
Fev's
It
full
was
forwards.
Really original
So
sort
then
of stuff.
the way we did it was you all did different rooms.
Yep.
So at the very end you find out who won. And I'm still blown away because when Leon,
Right.
Gemma and I were going into rooms, we kept getting the highest score. So I don't
No, I
understand how we didn't win.
Oh,
I think they were just trying to make you feel good because everyone was saying they were getting the highest score in every room. But I had to leave halfway through. I had another work thing and we're in front. So I think we win. JB, Dange?
Well, we went back
Boom,
in
we
after
won.
you left.
Boom.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and Aizen stepped in for you.
Oh,
Aizen
nice.
took over Nick Snacks.
How'd we end up?
You still won.
First place?
Your beauty.
Which
Just,
makes no sense.
just.
There we go.
Doesn't make any
Just.
sense.
What do you mean?
We just got pipped. You only beat us by,
I
what,
think
40
we're the
points?
ultimate team. JB, Dange and I, perfect team. Bit of athleticism, bit of brains.
Where's your athleticism?
Man, what are you talking
Where's
about?
the
I deadlifted
athleticism?
180, man. I rode a bike
You're
here.
not lifting anything.
Man, I'm
we
flying.
I
You
thought
should have seen me in my
I picked the
RMs.
best team. I got some athleticism, obviously me and Josiah, and then I picked the brains for Mark. Who thought Mark was so dumb?
Whoa.
That's okay.
Whoa.
Hey, we work together well,
Hold on.
but geez.
Well, give that some context.
well,
He's got a Grammy, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
He's worked
and
with
you know what?
the
There
best
was
in the
music. There was 2 rooms with music in it, and he was horrible. I don't know what happened, Mark.
Yeah, look, in my defence, I was really bad.
Dangy, that's why it was fun. Dangy was great. He was flying around. JB was flying around. You could. There was that room where you've got all the pictures. You've got to try and remember as many things about each picture as possible, and it all goes black, and you have to answer the questions about each picture.
We got 2 in that.
You could really tell JB and Dange have had about 10 years less beers and a few less concussions than I have. They're like, Nick, what colour was the duck? And I'm like, I don't know a duck. They're like, all right, we'll guess for you. Really saved me.
There was in that room, Boxy. there was like pink, orange, blue, or red or something. And we go, what colour was that, Mark? Yellow. There's no yellow on the board, mate.
Is he colourblind? We found out.
I think he's deaf too. He couldn't hear anything.
Old Helen Keller in your team at Hijinx.
But it was fun.
It was fun. I think Gemma, Leon, and I we were amazing. I still don't understand the results. We were all.
This is you in the driving test again. It clearly something's gone wrong.
They come last by like 1,500 points.
Hang on. I'd like to point out that we did very well in most of the challenges. Can I point out, though, Fee, very good at basketball.
Yeah.
But didn't realise that when you shoot the hoops, there's a little sort of point system underneath,
there was
and they
like-
were
no, there
taking
was-
points off if they didn't light up. And she was still just shooting a nose.
Yeah.
Like the
I was
Simon
getting
Says
them all
room.
in. Yeah, but they didn't explain that.
Yeah, they did.
No,
They
they.
would. Every room has the instructions on the door when the door closes.
Who's reading those?
And
I'm listening to the guy.
Josiah,
and
did,
they
Josiah
read
did
that-
the same thing.
Yeah.
Josiah goes, man, I'm not missing. I go, bro, you can only shoot it when it's lit up. And he's like,
But
you
we
good
were.
too.
I reckon we were all brains. We were like, we
Until
might
it
have
comes
just.
to following instructions.
But it is
Maybe
good.
we just pipped you. Maybe our team won just by listening. Like we just listened.
No, I just
It actually was. It's pretty good, Boxy, for people that are athletic, and some people are a bit smarter that are non-athletic. So it sort of mixes it up.
yeah,
it's half and
exactly.
half,
You got
which
to
is
put a
good.
bit in your team.
Yeah,
bit of both
which
in your
was
team.
good. I enjoyed it.
No,
it
it
was
was
fun.
really fun. It was so much fun. And
Yeah.
then
Ripper
we
food.
went
Realised
into
I-
Archie's Arcade.
That was fun.
Super Mario Kart again. How did I come last?
Simple. I was always winning that.
But I don't know. You were Yoshi,
You
and
got-
I had a hotted up Princess Peach.
It was the last
I
minute you
led
hit
the
me with a
whole
tyre.
way.
Yeah, I know. I was
in
no,
front
no.
the whole way.
I was in front. You overtook me at the
it's
end.
on video.
You overtook me at the
It
end.
was in
The
front
only-
the whole way.
No. I was
only-
in front. He hit me with the
the only-
tyre.
I never saw
No.
you.
At the very end, I got in front of Fev
I
and he
was
hit me with a
literally
tyre
in
and
front the
overtook.
whole way.
Okay, in hindsight, maybe we shouldn't have gone.
1019 The Fox.
Now, here at SEA, Fox FM, and we've got Triple M down the hall. We're in a building, though, with a few other companies, and there's always, well, now there are issues around car parks. We lost a whole bunch of car parks a couple months ago, and we lost them all because I'm not in charge of things around here.
When you say we lost them, now you guys, a lot of you are now having to find parks on the street in South Melbourne,
And
which
I
is
don't know-
difficult.
Yeah, and these
All
guys
of
are
us
getting in
apart
like
from you.
4 a.m, parking around South Melbourne. It's a bit sus.
Yeah, I think it's dangerous.
I feel bad for the producer. They should have a car spot. Now, a bunch of car spots went because
So
there
they
were
did have car spots. Everyone
car
here
spots.
had
We
a
all
car
had car
spot.
spots, yes.
a lot of people had regular car spots, and then there was a car stacker.
Yuck.
And what happened? Someone in our company was sitting in their car, and then someone else in this company pushed a button on the car stacker. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Almost squashed old mate in the car stacker.
Yeah.
So, if I was in charge, reasonable Nick Cody would say, all right, you two idiots, you're sitting in this PowerPoint presentation and to learn what to do with a car stacker. But because it's 2025, it's like, hold on, 2 dickheads don't know how to operate machinery. No car park for anyone. They've taken everyone's car parks off them because 2 dunces couldn't check, should I push it? But is someone in there? I don't know, push. Or even the person, what are you sitting in a car stacker for? Not victim blaming, but you're sort of asking to get crushed in a car
Might have been
stacker
having
if you're
some
just
alone
sitting there.
time.
Why has everyone lost their car spots over two people.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I would also say, because we have actual car spots, no car stacker.
Yeah.
But we've lost our car parks, and we work here. We work early mornings to people
Yeah.
that were in the stacker.
Yeah.
You think the stacker people would have
Idiocy. Who's in charge of this?
We've actually lost our
I actually
car
want to
parks.
find them because I
Be
asked about...
Mando, straight to Mando.
Now, you're making a great point. I actually agree with everything you just said. That is
Yeah.
lunacy. That
And it
now
just happens
nobody
in-
gets their car spaces because two people.
For
didn't
some reason,
understand it.
that's just fine now in 2025.
We didn't get
Instead of where are the idiots? Hey, two idiots, stand up here in front of everyone, explain what you did. This is how it works. It's not going to happen again. Oh, no, I know the same logical thing to do. No one parks inside. Everyone fight for, their
It is
belongings.
strange. You should say, take this to the powers that be.
I don't know,
because
because I asked about a car spot. I'm looking at an electric car. There's electric car spots in the
So
building.
you don't even have a car.
No, but I'm just firing up for the people.
Yeah.
Do you have
for
a car
everyone that
spot?
lost their spot. No?
Did you ever have one?
No, I think I might have an electric car spot.
Oh, really?
But this is how I was like, there's some electric car spots. Mark, our music man.
Hang on, how do you have an electric car spot and you don't have a car?
You don't.
Well, you got to get the spot. I'm not going to buy the car before I have the spot.
Hang on. You
What?
don't even have an electric car, but you've
Yeah.
got an electric car spot.
I needed the spot before I got the car.
Have you got the car?
No, I'm
No.
waiting for the spot.
So I've got a car and don't have a car park, and you've got a car spot without a car.
But now I'm
This
getting
is
an
how
electric
stupid
car.
our company
Yeah,
is.
but
I know.
But you don't have one.
Even I said that was dumb.
How does that work?
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whoever's in charge of car parks, I'm not sure what's happening.
I reckon there should be.
Why isn't the car stacker back open for everyone here?
I don't know. I think other companies are back using the car stacker. I think it's just
Oh.
us. Is that right? We're the only
No.
company
No,
in the building.
why are
No,
we
no,
so
they
wrong?
What
are.
do they do in the other build? Did
Well,
they use
they're
Logic and send an
They're
email
normal.
around and say this is how you use it? Or did they just ban everyone because of two idiots?
I can't believe you've got
Who
a
are
car
they?
spot and you don't have a car.
All our producers
Who
are
are
too
they?
scared to speak. I don't know enough about this.
I'm not saying that, but
Is it Alicia? What's
the
her
two
name?
people aren't idiots. The two people should have just been told this is how you use a car stacker from now on. You could have squashed old mate. Gee, sorry, I wouldn't press the button without checking next time.
I
Sorted.
think our company has been exposed to some legal flaws, and it's gone up to the top of the chains. Like, let's just be careful around.
What are the legal flaws?
Yeah, so what?
Well, like insurance, like if something serious had happened.
What happens if
we all got in a car with Fee yesterday.
Yeah.
Where was that insurance?
What happens if I'm out in the
Oh, I've
street?
got an idea.
Yeah.
Every employee who uses the car park or has a car park and stacker signs in one of those indemnity forms. This is on you if you don't know how to use it. There we
You
go.
should submit that to the legals.
And what
No, but
about
then
if
it'll just
I'm
bounce
outside
around.
and because we're in South Melbourne, a bit dodgy, I get murdered or
Yeah.
stabbed or something? There'd be
Yeah.
more legal on their plate than a person in a car stacker.
No, I agree with
I
that.
think it's
What are you going to say to my
ridiculous.
wife if I park outside and I get out and there's someone scary and I accidentally run into the legal massage place nearby? That's not my fault. I was scared. I was scared.
Melbourne's 1019, The Fox.
Hey guys, a while since we've done our formals, year 12. And do you know what I love about traditions? A lot of traditions change, but school formals, they're still
Big thing,
there.
yeah.
And year 10, I think I only had maybe 10, 11,
Year
12.
10, 11, 12.
But anyway,
yeah.
12's the big one. Now, a trend that's happening at the moment, and I read this and I thought, I don't know if this is a trend now. I feel it was always the way. They're saying there's a lot of pressure on year 12 students to arrive in a fancy car. So they're hiring really cool cars
Of course.
Limos.
to do the job. Well, that's what I feel
Yeah.
like limos.
Didn't you?
We were doing limos in the 90s.
Yeah.
That was how you
Yeah.
all booked it.
There's
You all
no horse
chipped
and
in.
carriages around?
Ha ha ha. You all chipped in and booked the limo.
Yeah.
That was a great
And you all
thing.
went together?
Yeah.
I got lucky. My high school girlfriend, her dad was really high up in the Air Force, so we got like a...
Chopper?
No, that
A
would be
jet?
sick.
A jet?
No, but a sick limo. But it was all just sorted.
Oh,
Like
he-
government car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's-
oh,
doesn't
hello.
sound
Jeez,
right.
hello.
That sounds like
Hoppers.
an inappropriate
Um,
usage of government funds.
Yes, it does. Wow.
all right.
It's been in the news a bit of late.
Be amazed if something happens off the back of that.
I think there will be. Investigation.
Yeah, I don't, because my favourite story is actually yours. No, was your formal or your Deb, Fev? The one you did with Hamish?
Yeah,
Hamish
did
Blake.
with Hamish Blake. So we did a formal. It was outside of a school.
So it was
I
a
think-
girls' school, wasn't it?
No. It was just for nuffs that didn't really go to school, I think.
I don't think
What do you mean?
Hamish was enough.
No. His partner
Was enough.
No, so like
Who was enough?
I did it with a girl.
You were enough.
Who's enough?
No,
Yeah.
the girl. So whoever the girl was that did the Deb didn't go to school, or they were in like a TAFE sort of program. They were out of year 11. They didn't finish high school.
Hang on, they just there's a place that put on formals.
Yeah, for people that didn't
people
go.
that aren't at school.
Yeah, because I was at school. So this girl I went to school with, but she didn't go there anymore. So it was out of school. It was like a TAFE sort of.
You're calling it the nuff formal, but
yeah, but it's like, this is all right.
This is honestly turning into a who's on first, who's on second.
No, but that's just
Who's
how
at
it was.
enough
I did
school? Was
three
enough.
formals. I did one for a school with a girl. I did another girl's school, and I did this girl, Sarah, who wasn't at school anymore, and we did a formal outside in the middle of nowhere.
I don't believe that. I'm
telling you.
Sounds like a party.
It just
It was a formal. Anyway, why would I lie about that?
No, you're not. I just feel like it's a long time ago. Maybe you're wise.
No, I know exactly where it was. It was out in the middle of Cranbourne Road. It was near a mosque. It was right. I remember the big
Someone
mosque.
out of the goodness of their heart just puts on a formal for people who are no longer at school.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, it's a thing, isn't it, JB?
James Blake, is that a thing?
It is a thing. It can be particularly like for kids who've struggled and haven't had a schooling experience like other people have.
Bring them into the school one then. Make them part of the school.
But they don't go
formal.
to the school. It's the whole thing. Anyway,
Okay, you're at the
non-sick Make-A-Wish.
We're at the NUF formal, and we do rehearsals, and then Hamish Blake, which I didn't know was Hamish Blake at the time.
You both would have been, 16?
Yeah, I was 16, maybe 17, and his partner was quite cute. And she actually broke her ankle in the rehearsal, so she was on crutches. And then we did the Deb, and then in the after party, I hooked up with her, and Hamish wanted to hook up with her, but he had to go home he had like a curfew of like 9:30 or something. He had to be home. Unlucky Hame dog.
Yeah, go build some Lego.
So I hooked up with the girl with the crutches. It was grouse. But I didn't know until years and years later. I was playing AFL footy, and Hamish was coming on to promote the Hamish and Andy radio show or something on Channel 9 footy show. And he brought in the tape. There was like an old cassette tape of me and him doing the Deb together.
No.
Which I never knew, because I never knew that he did it. And I still didn't know that was Hame then until he showed that footage.
That's great, and it's a great story. I just realised, though, it's not a formal, it was a Deb. That makes far more sense. Debs are different to formals. Everyone know that? So you got your school formal, and then you have debutante balls, and that's the old school coming out back in the 100 years ago. So that makes sense now. There's no enough formal. There's a debutante ball.
Yeah. No, there's enough Deb.
It was enough Deb. You said formal.
Live from the Fox Studios in South Melbourne, it's the Foxes. Fifi, Fev and Nick.
Fifi, Fev and Nick love a holiday, and thanks to What If, you're only a what if away from great Aussie getaways. Book on whatif.com or download the What If app today.
Wake up with